All right, my future billionaires and savvy investors, pull up a chair, grab a cold one or a hot tea, whatever floats your boat. Because tonight we re-having a real talk, a no-holds-barred pull, no punches kind of chat about something that has been bugging me, something I see everywhere. This idea that getting ahead, that becoming truly successful, is some kind of impossible uphill battle, reserved for the genetically blessed or the obscenely lucky. And frankly, that is just a load of absolute garbage. A narrative spun by people who are too comfortable blaming external forces for their internal struggles. Many of you, and I mean many, probably think that becoming the 1%, that getting ahead of 99% of the population, is like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. While riding a unicycle backwards, it sounds daunting. Right, it sounds like you need to be some kind of financial wizard or a Silicon Valley prodigy, and let me tell you, that is what they want you to believe. They being the systems, the consumer culture, the instant gratification trap that has got everyone by the short and curlies. But here's the juicy bitter truth. It is so much easier than you think. Seriously. It is almost insultingly simple once you peel back all the layers of BS. Look around you, really look, what do you see? I see a whole lot of people, especially these days, just absolutely gambling away their hard-earned money, chasing fleeting thrills. They at the bars every night, swiping their cards for another round, another pointless purchase. Another hit of dopamine that lasts for exactly 0.0001 seconds. They re-smoking, they re-drinking, they re-indulging in every unhealthy habit under the sun. And when it comes to their finances, oh boy, that is where the real horror show begins. Drowning in debt, car loans that make absolutely no sense. Financing liabilities, like they re-going out of style. Just an overall spectacular display of not taking life seriously. Of living paycheck to paycheck, not by necessity, but by choice. By sheer, unadulterated, short-sighted choice. So, here is the kicker. The bar, my friends. The bar for getting ahead. For rising above the noise is not set at some impossibly high Olympic level. It is practically on the ground. You just need to step over it. And suddenly, you are in a completely different league. You are not trying to become better than everybody else. That is a toxic mindset. You are simply striving to become the best version of yourself to unlock your own potential. And guess what? When you do that, you will naturally pull ahead because most people simply aren't doing the work. Now, I am not going to leave you hanging. I am going to lay out a few simple yet profoundly powerful steps that if you implement them will propel you forward faster than you ever thought possible. And remember, this isn't about some secret formula. It is about discipline, about math, and about psychology. The two pillars of true wealth. Step number 1. The foundational brick in your financial empire is to get your finances in order. And before you roll your eyes and think, oh, here we go, another lecture about making six figures, let me stop you right there. This doesn't mean you have to go out and land a $100,000 plus job overnight. If you can, and you do, then absolutely all the power to you. Massive congrats, you are crushing it. But for the rest of us, getting your finances in order is surprisingly simple. It is about building a fortress, not a sandcastle. It starts with something as basic, yet critically important, as an emergency fund. I am talking 3 to 6 months of living expenses tucked away, untouchable. This isn't just about surviving a rainy day. It is about giving yourself options, freedom, the ability to say no to bad opportunities and yes to life, changing ones, a sudden job loss, an unexpected medical bill. A spontaneous trip that broadens your horizons. Your emergency fund is your safety net, your launch pad, your FU, money to anything that tries to derail your progress. Get that emergency fund solid, like a rock, no excuses. Next, you absolutely must learn how to invest. And then here is the crucial part. Invest accordingly. Now, disclaimer. This is not financial advice. I am just a guy on the internet, but I'll tell you what I do. I personally gravitate towards low-cost ETFs, broadly diversified across the US and international markets. Why? Because I like boring, I like patience, and I like not paying exorbitant fees to some suit who is probably underperforming the market anyway. You need to figure out your strategy, what aligns with your risk tolerance, your goals then, and this is the hard part for many. You need to stay consistent through the UPS, through the downs, through the market corrections, and yes, even through the inevitable moments of doubt. Just keep investing regularly, automatically, relentlessly. If you are feeling a little spicier, a little more adventurous, and want to dip your toes into something riskier, like crypto, go for it. Just understand the volatility, understand the game you are playing. If you are more on the conservative side, looking for stability, maybe some gold or silver, absolutely. The point is, have a plan, execute the plan, and don't let emotions dictate your investment decisions. But above all else, getting your finances in order, and most importantly, not being drowned by crippling debt, will take you so much further than 99% of the people out there. Debt is a silent killer, a relentless thief of your future, an anchor dragging you down. Cut it loose, burn it, bury it, whatever you have to do, because a life free from debt is a life full of possibilities. Secondly, and this one hits home for a lot of people, you need to stop and drop every single vice that is holding you back. And trust me, we all have them. This isn't tea about moral judgment, it is about practical reality. It could be nicotine, it could be excessive alcohol, it could be, and let S be real here, pornography. It could be an absurd amount of gaming that consumes all your free time. It could be mindlessly scrolling social media for hours on end. If it is an unhealthy amount of whatever it is, if it is taking more from you than it is giving, you need to find a way to control it, to mitigate it, to kick it to the curb. For me personally, one of my biggest vices was eating, especially when I got anxious or stressed out. I'd just eat and eat and eat until I felt sick. And not only was that terrible for my bank account because good food costs money, but it was absolutely horrendous for my health. I felt sluggish, I felt guilty, I felt trapped in a cycle. So you have to dig deep, you have to figure out what is causing you to fall into these vices in the first place. What void are you trying to fill? What emotion are you trying to numb? For me, a lot of my stress stemmed from my finances and my overall outlook on life. I felt stuck. I felt overwhelmed. So by working on getting my money right, by starting to exercise, by actively seeking out and enjoying life, as simple pleasures, I found that my need to emotionally eat significantly diminished. Don't get me wrong. There are still moments, little slip-ups, where you might fall back into old patterns. That is human. But the key is to recognize it, to acknowledge it, and to work on getting out of that cycle, step by incremental step. Progress, not perfection. My friends, progress, not perfection. Thirdly, the third crucial step to catapulting yourself ahead of the pack is to get your health in order. And again, this isn't rocket science. It boils down to two fundamental things: what you eat and how much you move. It is that simple, yet so many people, myself included at times, completely neglect this. And let me tell you, it is a huge mistake. A monumental self-sabotage. Eating well, fueling your body with nutritious, real food, not processed garbage, will not only improve your long-term health, allowing you to walk around at an older age, to live a longer, more vibrant life, but it also makes you feel better right now, inside and out. You don't wake up feeling tired and sluggish. You don't feel like your stomach is constantly at war with itself, constantly demanding a bathroom break. This will fundamentally change your life. It will give you energy, clarity, and a sense of well-being that no amount of money can buy. And exercising, oh boy, exercising is a game changer, not just for your physical health, but for your mental and emotional well-being too. One, you will feel better because you will look better. And that is just a fact. When you put in the work, when you see your body transform, the confidence that comes with that is absolutely incredible. Secondly, and perhaps even more powerfully, your confidence will skyrocket. When you can look in the mirror and genuinely feel proud and happy with what you've achieved, with the discipline you've cultivated, that confidence is priceless. It is next to none, it truly is. Now, this is a big one, a really big one. And it is a long journey, it takes time. It takes consistent effort to get to a place where your body feels and looks right, where hitting the gym regularly becomes a habit. But this, my friends, this is an investment that pays dividends for the rest of your life. It is not about being a fitness model, it is about feeling strong, feeling capable, feeling alive. And lastly, for me, this one was huge, truly life-altering. And it was my social anxiety, man. That thing ruined my life in so many ways. I was always nervous to talk to anyone, always self-conscious, always overthinking every interaction. I remember, with my now girlfriend, I couldn't even look at her. Not truly, not without a wave of panic washing over me. I literally couldn't. But as I started working on all these things I've talked about, as I started getting my finances in order, dropping my vices, taking care of my body, I slowly, incrementally started to feel a little better about myself. I built up a tiny sliver of confidence, and when I got to that point, I took the plunge. I asked her out, and here we are 2 years later, still dating, and it is absolutely beautiful. A testament to the power of self-improvement, but social anxiety for me was one of the worst things. It was so debilitating, so bad, that I couldn't even walk into a Chipotle by myself to order some food and go home. Not by myself, I couldn't go grocery shopping alone, I couldn't do anything by myself. The only place I felt remotely comfortable going, and even then, I sometimes have to wait outside until the store was completely clear, was a 7-Eleven to buy some junk food and just cope with my eating issues. This held me back so much in life. It was one of the biggest hurdles I had to overcome, and honestly, I still deal with it at times. I am in a much better place now though. I can go to stores. I can walk into restaurants. Sometimes I still feel a little anxious, absolutely, but now I am in a position where I can just tell myself, man, forget it, let S go. And I sit there, maybe a little uncomfortably at first, but I am getting through it. I am pushing past it. This was something that profoundly affected me, and I don't know about you guys. Let me know down below in the comments, but overcoming this, fixing this part of myself meant the absolute world to me, and implementing all the other steps I talked about earlier. All of it helped me get to this position, to a place where I can now walk into a restaurant, into a store, and it sounds so funny, right? So mundane, but if you've ever dealt with this, you understand exactly what I am saying. The profound freedom that comes with it. And here is a little bonus, a final tiny step that you can take to truly become that 1%, whatever you want to call it. And that is simply this: Figure out what you want from life. And then, and this is the critical part, figure out the specific actionable steps you need to take to get to that life. Don't you worry about what I am saying here or what anyone else is saying, telling you, oh, you need to do this to live your best life. No, absolutely not. We all have a unique vision, a certain life that we believe will make us the happiest, the most fulfilled. Pursue that life. With every fiber of your being, change what you need to change about yourself, about your situation, to get to that position, to live that happy life. It really is that simple. And no, it is not easy. I never said it was easy. It is going to be hard, it is going to be a challenge, and it is going to take time, a lot of time. But we all have distinct lives we want to live, specific goals we want to achieve, and they are all different. My dream life is probably a little different from what you might want, and that is perfectly okay. But chasing your dream, working relentlessly towards improving yourself and your situation, will fulfill you in a way nothing else can. It will guide you in the absolute right direction. So focus on that, my friends, and please, for the love of all that is holy, don't worry about everything you see online. Don't feel behind because someone your age, or even younger, appears to be doing better. Their journey is not your journey. Your journey is unique. It is yours alone. Worry about your path, focus on your growth, and you will get to where you want to get to, but you absolutely have to put in the work, and you absolutely have to realize what it is that you need to change or what you need to adapt to. But trust me, becoming the 1%, quote unquote, it sounds funny to say it like that, right? But becoming the absolute best version of yourself will take time. Yes, but it will be incredibly fulfilling. It will change your entire outlook on everything, and you will undoubtedly live a better, richer, more meaningful life by doing so. So, put in that work, my friends. Join the journey, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Stay boring, stay patient. Peace.